Pastor Buddy Frankland is gone. He left this world on February 2, 2025. His life, a tapestry woven with threads of faith, ambition, and controversy, has left an undeniable mark on the state of Maine. He was a builder, a leader, a voice that resonated with many. He built churches, he built schools, he built a following, yet his passing has been met with a mixture of grief and judgment. Social media buzzes with conflicting narratives. Some voices offer condolences, sharing stories of his positive influence. Others, however, seem eager to unearth past failings, choosing to focus on shadows rather than the light he brought into the world. It is a difficult thing, this process of remembering. We are all human, flawed and capable of both great good and painful mistakes. Pastor Frankland was no different. But can we, in this time of mourning, offer grace alongside our reflections? Can we remember the good, forgive the past, and allow his family to grieve in peace? The answer, I believe, lies in choosing compassion. It lies in focusing on the positive impact Pastor Frankland had on countless lives. It lies in understanding that a life, like a sermon, should be judged on the totality of its message, not just a single flawed paragraph. It is easy to judge. The internet has made it even easier. A single click can unearth decades-old news articles, long-forgotten missteps, and moments of human weakness. But is this the measure of a life? Should a single stumble erase years of service, of dedication, of genuine good? Pastor Frankland, like all of us, was not perfect. He made mistakes. He stumbled. He fell short. But to focus solely on these moments is to miss the bigger picture, the grander narrative of a life lived in service to his faith and his community. Remember the countless lives he touched. Remember the churches he built, the schools he founded, the hope he ignited in the hearts of so many. Remember the man who preached forgiveness, who urged us to see beyond our flaws and recognize the inherent goodness within each of us. Let us extend that same grace to him. Let us remember Pastor Frankland for the good he did, for the lives he transformed, for the unwavering faith that guided his path. Let us leave judgment to a higher power and embrace the power of forgiveness, offering his family solace and his legacy the respect it deserves. Pastor Frankland arrived in Maine during a time of great change. The 1970s were a period of social upheaval, of shifting values, and a growing sense of uncertainty. Yet, amidst this turbulence, he planted seeds of faith. He saw a need, a hunger for spiritual guidance, and he answered the call. Bangor Baptist Church, under his leadership, blossomed. What began as a modest congregation grew into a thriving community of faith, a testament to his charisma and his ability to connect with people on a deeply personal level. This growth was not accidental. It was the result of tireless effort, of genuine care, and a deep-seated belief in the power of community. His vision extended beyond the walls of the church. He understood that true ministry meant addressing the needs of the whole person, and that education played a vital role in shaping young minds. The founding of Bangor Christian School stands as a testament to this belief, a lasting legacy that continues to impact generations of young people. Pastor Frankland's ministry was not without its critics. His unwavering stance on social issues often put him at odds with the changing tides of the time. Yet even his detractors cannot deny the impact he had, the lives he touched, and the indelible mark he left on the religious landscape of Maine. I knew Pastor Frankland personally. We shared meals, we debated theology, we laughed together, and we grappled with life's complexities. He was a man of deep convictions, a passionate orator who could command a room with his presence. I was there when his first wife passed away. I saw the grief in his eyes, the pain that etched lines on his face, and I witnessed his resilience, his unwavering faith that carried him through that dark period. Later, I watched him find love again with Edna, my wife's aunt. Their marriage was a testament to the enduring power of love, a reminder that even in the twilight years, life can offer new beginnings. I've sat with him for hours, discussing everything from the intricacies of Scripture to the challenges of leading a congregation. He was a man of contradictions, capable of great kindness and surprising stubbornness. He could be infuriatingly set in his ways, yet he possessed a genuine desire to help others, to offer guidance and support to those in need. He was, in the truest sense of the word, a complex man. Section 5. Touching Lives, Echoes of Faith and Transformation. Over the past 35 years, I have encountered countless individuals whose lives were touched by Pastor Frankland. I've heard stories of redemption, of finding faith in moments of darkness, of overcoming adversity through the power of prayer and community. These are not just stories, they are testaments to the impact one life can have, the ripple effect of a single person's dedication and compassion. A young man once lost in addiction, now sober and working with at-risk youth. A single mother struggling to make ends meet, who found solace and support within the church walls. These are the legacies that truly matter, the stories that transcend the headlines and speak to the enduring power of faith. Pastor Frankland understood that true ministry meant meeting people where they were, offering a hand up, a listening ear, and a message of hope. He didn't shy away from difficult conversations. He challenged his congregation to live their faith, to be beacons of light in a world often shrouded in darkness. And while his methods may not have always been popular, his message resonated. It resonated because it was rooted in a deep love for his fellow man, in a belief that everyone, regardless of their past mistakes or present circumstances, deserved compassion and a chance at redemption. As we reflect on the life and legacy of Pastor Frankland, let us do so with grace. Let us remember the good he did, the lives he transformed, and the unwavering faith that guided his path. Let us offer his family the space to grieve in peace, to celebrate his life without the intrusion of judgment and negativity. Death has a way of bringing both the best and the worst out of people. It's easy to cast stones, to point fingers, to revel in the downfall of those we perceive as flawed. But what purpose does it serve? How does it honor the deceased? How does it comfort those left behind? Let us choose a different path. Let us choose compassion. Let us choose forgiveness. Let us choose to remember Pastor Frankland not for his failings, but for his humanity, his passion, and his unwavering dedication to his faith. The Bible is full of imperfect heroes, men and women who achieved great things, who walked with God, yet who also stumbled, who made mistakes, who fell short of their own ideals. King David, perhaps the most famous example, was a man after God's own heart. He was a warrior, a poet, a leader who united a nation. Yet David was also guilty of adultery and murder. He abused his power. He made choices that had devastating consequences for himself and those around him. And yet, despite his flaws, he is remembered as a righteous king, a man who repented of his sins and sought forgiveness. Pastor Frankland, like King David, was a study in contrasts. He was a gifted orator, a charismatic leader, a man who built a ministry from the ground up. He was also human, capable of making mistakes, of falling short of his own high standards. But to focus solely on his failings is to miss the bigger picture, to ignore the good he did and the lives he touched. The world needs more compassion. We are bombarded with negativity, with judgment, with a constant barrage of information that often highlights the worst aspects of humanity. It is easy to get caught up in the outrage, to join the chorus of condemnation. But what if we chose a different path? What if, instead of tearing each other down, we focused on building each other up? What if, instead of judging the past, we focused on creating a better future? What if, instead of demanding perfection, we offered grace and understanding? Pastor Frankland's life, in all its complexity, offers us an opportunity for reflection. It reminds us that we are all flawed, that we all make mistakes, and that we are all capable of both great good and terrible wrong. It challenges us to look beyond the surface, to see the humanity in those around us, and to offer compassion instead of condemnation. Pastor Buddy Frankland lived a full life. He touched countless lives. He left an undeniable mark on the community he served. As we remember him, let us do so with grace, with forgiveness, and with a deep appreciation for the complexities of the human spirit. Let his life serve as a reminder that none of us are perfect, that we are all capable of both great and small acts, and that ultimately it is love, compassion, and forgiveness that truly matter. Rest in peace, Pastor Frankland. Your work here is done.